Hey out there. I've been doing another cleanup. I usually do it twice a year, and I get deeper and deeper every time. And I really have a blast from the past for you today with the sort of the beginning of my bookbinding career. A couple of magazines. It's from John Neal Booksellers, and it was a beautiful magazine. I haven't looked at it for a while, so this was books and calligraphy. I saw I think the reason I started it was I saw Caged Fish. She has a lot of really good live streams. I'm going to link her below. She did this duct tape journal, and I used to do these a lot. Mine were simpler than hers. Hers and I think Dee Dee Willingham. I'll link both of them below. They have great channels. Mine were just cardboard and duct tape, and I'm sure I'll come across them. But this was a beautiful magazine. It was black and white, and then they did get into color. So you could check and see if that's still around. I know Dog-Eared magazine is defunct, and Carrie Smith was just wonderful. This was so full of inspiration. You might be able to get them somewhere or other, but I have the whole collection of Dog-Eareds. But I thought I'd share with you some of these books that I've made over the years. I just have a ton of them. These are the flag books. This one is made from a carton, and I did a colored pencil drawing for the spine. It's just accordion pleated, accordion folded spine, and when you open it, it's quite amazing. Amazing. This was Hetty Kyle's book form, so if you want to look her up, she never wrote any books about bookbinding, but she did teach. I'm not sure where she is right now, but I made a lot of these. I taught this several times in conjunction with paste paper. I'm thinking about offering this class in my meetup. So let me know below if you're near me. And then this was another one, a craft cast. I'll link that below too. Oh my gosh, I should be making notes. But the flag book was a favorite of mine, and I did it in all sorts of forms. This is just cardboard. These two books were books I made in Italy when I was teaching there. And this is a do-si-do Tacket stitch. I do have a Tacket stitch class. This is all paper from Fabriano where I was teaching. And this is another, I think that's just long stitch. I was looking all over for this book. So I'm super happy to find it. It's another book I made. This might have been one of the first pop-up books I made. And it's just like that. And it's got, I think, 3 explosions in it. So, unfortunately, I made the drawings on cheap paper. So there's a dragon there. Looks like I just started something there. And then that final drawing. It's unfortunate. Use good paper. I just use, if I was just starting with a sketch, I don't always use the best paper. And it just goes to show. Should at least use decent paper. These look like sketches, so just what I would consider to be book sketches, but old gessoed paper, just a rough idea. And here is definitely, I'm going to finish binding this. This was started in a class, I'm sure of that. Here's a couple more really funky things. This is all accordion folded and then pocket. I taught this at some point a couple of times, and this is a wee teeny one. I liked to make teeny books. And then what is this? Good gracious. I don't even remember. Sared. God, it's hard to spell when you're lettering. I can see that. Oh, this is just as, I guess that is sacred. I just put too much of a flourish on that. Let's see. So that's more or less a little tiny journal. And it just needs a closure there. This is like a flag book. It has envelopes on one side and paste paper another. Another sketch, I'm sure. So yeah, I was just playing around with the idea of a flag book with just one row instead of more than one row. I think I was always thinking about just the book as an object. But this is the kind of thing I want to pull out at this point in my life and begin to art journal in it. And this is just a really simple Japanese stab style stitch. I know this was years ago. Good Lord! Oh my goodness, that is Copic stitched and polymer clay. Oh my goodness. That's very old. And I believe I did a lot of teaching of this particular form. So I did this. I had to get somewhere I've written down all the geometry and the equations for the sizes of this. Somebody helped me figure that out. But they're just tags stuck in here. Wow, that's a great idea for a tag book. I'll see if I can dig that out. Really fun. Wow. This is all Sumier paper. And then probably paint or markers. I don't know. I don't know why this is in here again. I can't understand why these things are in here. That's a piece of fabric cloth stitched together. And just a nice blank journal with, found paper. I think people call them junk journals. I might list these in my Etsy shop. And then I found another one of the polymer clay ones. These are really nice. Oh, there, I started that one. 2003. Oh my gosh. How many years ago was that? I can't count that high. At least not right now. I might list these in my Etsy shop. And then I found another one of the polymer clay ones. These are really nice. Oh, there, I started that one. 2003. Oh my gosh. How many years ago was that? I can't count that high. At least not right now. This is fun. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Now, this is classic me. There. This is rusted. I don't work with metal. I don't like metal. It's, yeah, it could poke me. But that's mesh. And, I was experimenting with everything. So, it's mesh embossed. But I didn't do it with an embossing machine. I wanted to grab this book, Shireen LaPlante. If you don't know this name and you love binding, you should know this name. Now, she was not happy with this book because she felt there were tons of mistakes in here. I printed out, she did a big, I guess you'd call it an addendum, but I thought it was a fantastic book, just showing how far you can stretch the idea of a book. And I believe it was in this, The Art and Craft of Handmade Books, that this little guy came from. And the better one to buy is Cover to Cover. I love that book, but I also really love this. She just was unhappy with it, I think. And there were mistakes. I can't remember if I did print everything out. It doesn't look like I annotated the book. I can't believe these are all like buried in here. This was a Tacket stitch book that I used buttons and beads on. And it's another do-si-do and painted paper. Man, I'm going to use these books. Unless, I mean, if you tell me you would love to have this book or that book, let me know and I'll put it. I have far more than I can use up in my lifetime, I think. But I do love this book. And here's a larger version of it. Looks like I wanted another button there. This looks like my, yeah, this is my class sample. So I would take this apart and put it together several times so that I could demo it. What I hope that the takeaway from this video is that you might want to think about just sitting down with a bunch of scraps of paper and binding it. This is, I forget what this is called, but this is a book form I got from somebody else. And this was another great find that I came across. It was in this bag, just hanging from a hook. And this is button books that I used to sell. And I think that was also, well, I know it was published somewhere, and I don't remember where. Anyway, that's all fabric cloth. Well, I guess it's binding cloth. It started me on the fabric cloth thing, so I just, yeah, hand cut circles. Again, I just say things. But that was a nice find, so I'm going to stick these back in there. It'd probably be a lot easier to make those with a die cut machine now. And this is another sort of do-si-do. I don't know what this is. It looks like just thinking out loud, but books with tiny books and bigger books. So and this, I know this is on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube. Maybe it's not. But this is a way that I do still keep my sketches portfolio from an old book. But maybe I can't find it on YouTube, so if somebody can find it, let me know. In the meantime, folks, thanks for joining me for this trip through the past, and links are below. Don't forget to subscribe and do the thumbs up thing. That stuff really does help my channel. So I will see you soon. Diana, out. Finally.